Have you ever stopped to think about what's really going on in the ground right beneath your feet? You know, we call it dirt, but that's like calling the ocean water. It's so much more complex, a living system with a story to tell. And today, we're going to learn how to read that story.
So let me ask you that right now. Is it just dirt? Absolutely not. It's this incredibly dynamic environment that decides what can grow, where water goes, pretty much everything. And by the end of this, you'll know how to uncover all its secrets.
And to do that, we have to put on our detective hats. Seriously, we're going to treat the soil like a crime scene, searching for the physical evidence that tells us everything we need to know about its past, its health, and its future.
So here's our case file. We're going to start by figuring out what the soil is trying to tell us. We'll look at clue number 1, its structure. Then we'll investigate clue number 2, the hidden spaces within it. After that, we'll decode clue number 3, its color story. And finally, we'll put it all together to solve the soil puzzle.
Okay, let's dive right in. Our very first clue is structure. Now, this isn't about what the soil is made of, the sand, silt, and clay. It's about how all those tiny little particles get organized and glued together.
And the key players here are something called aggregates. You can just think of them as little clumps or crumbs. See, soil isn't just a pile of loose dust. It's organized into these aggregates, and they are the fundamental building blocks that literally create the architecture of the soil.
And check this out. That architecture can change everything for a plant. A granular crumbly structure? That's the dream. It's like a 5-star hotel for plant roots, with plenty of room service for air and water. But a platy structure? Oh, that's bad news. It's like a stack of concrete floors, forming the barrier that roots and water can barely even get through.
So really, a good soil structure is like a perfectly designed city for plants. It's got open parks for air to circulate, subway tunnels for water to flow in, easy-to-navigate streets for roots to grow, and a solid foundation that stops the whole city from washing away. It's a complete, thriving ecosystem, all in miniature.
All right, moving on to our next clue. We're going from the structure we can see and feel to the invisible world hidden within it. We are now investigating the empty spaces, the gaps that hold the very air and water that life depends on. We call this soil porosity. It's really just a fancy way of saying how much of the soil is empty space. And these little pockets, these pores, they aren't just nothingness. They are literally the soil's pantry and its lungs, storing everything a plant needs to survive.
Now here's a twist in our investigation, a real aha moment. You'd think sandy soil has more empty space, right? Wrong. Clay soil actually has more total pore space. But, and this is a huge but, it's not about how much space you have, it's about the size of the rooms. Clay's pores are so tiny they cling on to water like a sponge and suffocate roots. Sandy soil has fewer pores, but they're huge, so water just zips right through.
Now, every good detective story needs a villain, a bad guy. And in our soil story, the prime suspect, public enemy number 1, is soil compaction. This is the force that crushes those vital pore spaces, squeezing the life right out of the soil.
So how do we catch this villain in the act? Well, we gather evidence by measuring something called bulk density. It sounds complicated, but it's super simple. You just take a scoop of dry soil and weigh it. If it's really heavy for its size, that's a high bulk density. It means all those light, airy pore spaces have been crushed.
And the crimes committed by high bulk density, they are serious. Roots can't break through it, air can't get in, water can't drain out. So you get these soggy, waterlogged messes. And instead of soaking into the ground, rain just rushes off the surface, carrying away precious topsoil with it. It's a disaster.
For our third clue, we're putting away the fancy equipment. All you need are your eyes. Because believe it or not, the color of the soil tells an incredibly rich and detailed story about what it's made of and what it's been through. I want you to think of soil color as a chemical fingerprint left behind at the scene. Every single hue is a direct clue telling you what minerals are in there, how much organic matter it has, and how much air and water it's been exposed to over the years. So let's decode these fingerprints. See a dark brown or black? That's the jackpot. It screams high organic matter, super fertile, healthy soil. Think about a rich forest floor. See reds and yellows? That's usually from iron oxides, kind of like rust, and it's a great sign of well-drained soil. But if you see gray or bluish hues, that's a red flag. It means the soil is waterlogged and starving for oxygen. And if it's mottled with spots of different colors, that tells you the water levels are all over the place, which is really stressful for plants.
So next time you're outside, I want you to do this for me. Just look down. What color is the soil in your yard or in the park? Now that you know the code, what story is it telling you?
Okay, detectives, we've gathered all our clues, we've examined the structure, we've investigated the hidden spaces, and we've decoded the color. Now it's time for the big reveal, to put it all together and solve the soil puzzle.
Here it is, your simple 3-step field guide. First, look at the structure. Is it nice and crumbly, or is it hard and flat? Second, consider the hidden spaces. Just pick some up. Does it feel light and airy, or heavy and dense? And third, read the color story. Is it that beautiful, dark, rich brown, or is it a pale, sickly gray?
And this is so important to remember. These clues don't exist on their own. They're all connected. See, a good crumbly structure is what creates all that great pore space. And that pore space allows for the good drainage that leads to those healthy colors. It's a living, breathing system where everything has to work together.
So from now on, you're not just looking at dirt anymore. You're a soil detective. You have the tools, you know how to read the physical evidence. The only question left is, what stories is the ground beneath your feet just waiting to tell you?